Hello, this is Rick Marshall with today's devotion. We're continuing this week in our look at some very favorite and important Psalms. Today we look at Psalms 73. If you've ever known someone who had trouble holding on to strong faith, let me encourage you to read and help them to read Psalm 73. In fact, I encourage you to just go read it as soon as you listen to this broadcast. The writer in the psalm admits that while he's been faithful in his spiritual walk, he's kind of envious and jealous of his neighbors. They seem to be doing well. They seem to have little or no faith, but life is going well for them. They're in better shape materially and physically even than he is. At the moment, he was having a hard time appreciating the goodness of God. Have you ever known anyone who felt that way, or maybe yourself? If you look in verses 12 and 13 of the psalm, he says, "Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Verily, I've cleansed my heart and washed my hands in innocency." You see, it's easy because of our human nature to hold on to the things of the world, to be impressed by the riches of others and envious of their prosperity and popularity, especially if we've been faithful in our support. Some are faithful in their support of tithes and offerings. And if you've done that, you might not be able to live like some other people. Though you live like God wants you to live and He blesses your heart because of it, it's tough sometimes to live that way. Our problem as Christians may be that while we're working at maturity and we're saved and we know it, we're believers, but we still fall into thinking like pagans and want to measure wealth and the goodness of life like pagans. But that's not the end of the story for this writer in the Psalms, and it doesn't have to be for us. His faith kicks in. If you continue reading in verse 23, we find these words, "What hope do I have in heaven besides you? You are my guide, my counsel, and my companion." Then he remembers that while the other people have their wealth and their power and prestige, they have no hope at the end of life. You see, the ultimate test of faith is death. With Paul, he could say, to die is gain. Circumstances didn't change for the writer of the psalm, but he changed. His faith became strong and real. When life is tough and faith seems small, remember the good things that God has done for you and for His people and why you wanted to be a Christian to begin with. That's what to do when faith is tested, from Psalms 73. May God bless you today.